Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people from around the world, welcome to the second episode of Stoogecast. I am your host, the Stooge, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, the one and only Gbanks.
What's happening, YouTubers?
So this episode, we're going to be talking about narrative gaming. Things like The Last of Us by Telltale Games, Heavy Rain, The Last of Us, The Walking Dead by Telltale Games, and Heavy Rain. The different experiences you get from a narrative game and how the different gameplay affects that. We're also going to be talking about the upcoming Overwatch World Cup at BlizzCon. That's going to be really exciting.
Yep.
But first and foremost, let's kick it off by tweeting out the links. We're going to get this out, so if anybody wants to join us live, they can join us live and get in on the discussion. We're somewhere in the show, so listen out for that.
Looking forward to that, sir.
Okay, so let's get this out. I believe you have your Facebook open, ready to go.
Yes. This Junkrat absolutely just destroyed me, by the way.
Oh, really? So you're playing Overwatch?
Overwatch, yeah. Just playing some quick play at the moment.
Alright. I have that out. How about you?
Give me a second, let me just die, and then I'll just link it. I've
Awesome.
got the YouTube link up. Yeah.
Fantastic. And then we will kick off with what we've been playing recently.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to load up my game of Diablo 3.
I am dead. Just give me a second. Facebook.
Okay, so hopefully, as per the recommendation from our new Irish-Swedish friend, the volume of
get it right?
Yeah, sorry, Swiss-Irish friend, James, I believe his name was. Hopefully the volume on the game should be a little bit lower so you can hear us well and truly over it. I'm playing a little bit of Diablo 3. I'm leveling up my character and doing all of that jazz. This is the grindiest of grindy games of all grindiness in the history of grinding. But it's a good game to play while I talk because I don't have to pay that much attention to it.
Well, you'll be being a partner soon, sir, so look forward to that.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to you picking it up so I can power level you. I love power leveling. We've got a friend called the Doc, and I was telling him I'm playing as a wizard. And he's like, well, how are you soloing as a wizard? And I've stacked everything towards life regen and health regen per hit and stuff. He's like, you're tanking a wizard. I'm like, yeah. Because how? I'm like, I tank everything. I'll just figure out how to make them a tank.
Yeah, he is a bit of a tank bitch, fellas. So anyone listening,
you can see it. Look, I won't fight back. There's two guys hitting me now. My health slightly goes down, then flicks straight back up. They can't hurt me.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Well, why would you bother attacking if you got health regen?
Yeah. It's fantastic. I can just sit back and my partners will do all the damage. Excellent. Oh, here we go. No, we've got some enchanted and elites here, so I will just go into Super Saiyan mode. I know it's called something else, but when you do an invincible beam and you can't be hurt and you turn all colourful and stuff, that's Super Saiyan mode. Alright, you got it all done, dude?
Yeah, I've done it ages ago.
Alright, excellent. So what have you been playing? I know you've been playing some different stuff. What have you been digging into at the moment?
So, because we're talking about narrative games, I actually been playing Last of Us. We talked about this in the last video.
Yeah, that you just started getting into it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm now. I know I'm gonna say spoilers alert, but everyone's probably played this game by now or finished it ages ago. I'm a bit of a late bloomer, so.
Dude, I think anything outside of 6 months, it's not a spoiler anymore. Like, you should have played it by then, and if you haven't, it was your choice not to.
Yeah, so, but I'm just giving everyone, like, you know, the heads up anyway, so just in case, you know, they do try. And be like, oh, we give you spoiler. So, okay, I'm up to the last bit where, you know, I take Ellie to the Fireflies. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, so I take her to the Fireflies. You know, they promised that they'll get a cure out of it, but what I didn't know, what we don't know, or we figure out as, you know, as a character, that apparently that Fireflies lied to you, and they have to kill her to find this cure.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I saw that coming. Yeah.
So, I didn't, unfortunately, so that's killing me on the inside.
Well, we'll talk about
so
how it makes you feel.
Save her. They're not letting...
we'll talk about how it makes you feel a little bit later on, but, so you've been playing that. What else have you been playing? I've been playing the controversial Galgun a little bit. A little bit?
Admittedly, I haven't played much of... Yeah, a little bit. I'm not gonna say a lot because it's just too much, fellas. Like,
yeah,
it is. Like, you know, it's. You can, like, I thought I could stomach it because I'm a pretty raw dude. Like, you know, I'm color commentary for a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely. And if you don't get what that means, we do a wrestling show, and he's color commentary on a wrestling show. I do play-by-play. So he's the one that is funny and, you know, insulting and that type of thing. And it's an act, but it's, you know, he can take it. That's the type of dude he is. Like, he can be the bad guy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Play hours of this in the freeze, but you know, you play for about an hour of it, maybe like, hour and a half.
And it's just too hard to keep playing.
You can't continue. You just at the end of it, it's like, wow, this is actually really well. Like, you know, as that one of the videos you said, like, it's actually a really good game.
Mechanically,
mechanically it's actually built, like, you know, as you said, I'd love to see a House of the Dead type game, or maybe even a Time Crisis, you know, sort of game like this. But yeah, no, when you play this game, it's like,
you just feel dirty. Yeah,
100%. And like, you're practically a pedophile. Like, it's fucked, like.
It is. It's how it makes you feel. And I've got a review on that up on Stooge Stream. Is it worth playing in Galgun? And I did a little bit of gameplay footage, but it's now been blocked by YouTube. You can't upload any gameplay footage of the game, which is fine. I completely agree with that. And it already blocked out the worst parts of it automatically. But now you just can't upload footage of it full stop, unless you use a capture card, just not through your console. So, and I kind of agree with that. Like, I don't think it really should be advertised. Really.
Yeah, no, not at all, sir.
Yeah.
By the way,
I noticed you'd also been playing some Yu-Gi-Oh too.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I play here and there. It's one of the downloadable games on PlayStation.
It's the card game, right?
Yeah, a card game. It's a freaking one of the best card games of all time, sir, mind you.
Fair enough. You are a card game expert as well. You have played a numerous amount of them.
I wouldn't say expert, but I enjoy my Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to play Duel Masters, and that was the thing back in the day. I play a bit of Hearthstone, if you classify that as just card game.
No, definitely. I classify video card games as card games still.
Yeah, that's a... What's that, sorry?
I classify video game card games as card games still.
Yeah, cool. Oh yeah.
And that's another Blizzard game.
Pretty much.
Blizzard just take all of our monies now.
Yeah, I know, they're just fucking stripping me from my wallet. Like, thrashing me. Absolutely destroying me.
Well, we're going to be talking about Overwatch later on in the show, and I'm playing Diablo, and you've already mentioned Hearthstone. Yeah, and you're playing Overwatch. Like, how much more advertising can we give Blizzard for free?
Yeah, I know, right? They should be fucking sucking our cocks.
Yeah, well, I was going to say they should sponsor us, but after that they won't. So,
sorry.
Yeah, you just ruined that potential sponsorship opportunity. Have you been playing anything else?
To be honest, no, that's about it,
Yeah,
really.
and always Overwatch and, yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing Overwatch. I actually want to start, believe it or not, another late probably game that everyone's probably played and hate is Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Yeah, that Syndicate isn't too bad. It's Unity that's horrible. What was it, the pirate one? I always forget its name. That was pretty good.
Black Flag.
Black Flag, yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
Black Flag was pretty good, and apparently, like, I've got a friend who's very, very much into the Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Shout out to Luke. So now I can tell him that we shouted out to him. He might actually listen to this.
I've actually got a shout out to my boy Guy, who actually loves the Assassin's Creed games too. Big fan of fucking Black Flag. So shout out to Guy if we're gonna do shout outs, sir.
Luke loves Black Flag, loves Syndicate. He hadn't actually played Unity, and I managed to pick up a copy on Xbox One for $10. He's got an Xbox One. I was like, dude, I'll probably never play this. Here, give it a go. Let me know what you think. And for about 2 months, about a month, it was some of the most entertaining time I'd had at work. Because every day he'd come in and just be like, dude, this game is fucking broken. And can bitch and complain about it, but still wanted to play it because he's played every other one in the series, and now he's just like, damn it, now I just have to finish it. You did this to me. Like, this game sucks. Why would you give this to me? Like, I hate you. I'm like, why are you still playing it? He's because I have to now. I have to finish it. Like, but he hated every second of it. And ended up, like, he finished Syndicate already. He just hadn't played Unity, and ended up going and buying the Xbox One copy of Black Flag, which he'd had on 360, to finish that again, just to wipe the taste clean out of his mouth of Unity.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But Syndicate apparently is really good. I've got a copy of Syndicate sitting around somewhere. I've really got to run.
Well, yeah, I'm going to play that.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I have
time anyway.
Yeah, when you get in between the other 50 games, and apparently you're going to start playing Diablo 2 and stuff. Yeah, we'll see.
Oh yeah, Diablo, I forgot about that also.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it looks like, Syndicate's going to have to wait.
Yeah. Well, Syndicate's a good game you can play in pieces as well. So you don't have to sit there and play for like 20 hours at a time. You can play like an hour of it and actually get something out of it, progress, find something, complete a mission. It's one of those games. Like, the structure of the actual missions is quite short. So that's something I've always appreciated about the Assassin's Creed games. You can either sit there for 10 hours playing the hell out of them, or sit there for an hour and still feel like you've gotten something out of the game. Whereas a game like Diablo, for instance, if you don't play it for a couple of hours at a time, you feel like you've just wasted your time. Like, you've really got to grind in this. Well, I've been playing some stuff as well, so...
Not ready yet.
Now, I'm not sure where I was up to in the last episode, because I play way too many games. So, clearly, Diablo 3 is my current re-obsession, because I've already been obsessed with this game once, so now I'm back on the trail. I've also been playing a lot of different fighters, so King of Fighters 14, Nitro Plus Blasters, Hero Wings, Infinite Duel. I've done videos all about them. Started playing Heavy Rain for the first time today. That's one of my gaming confessions. Yeah. So I've owned this game on PS3 forever. I've owned it on... Actually, I've owned it twice on PS3, because I had the original copy of it, which I ended up giving to someone, and it was one of those people that, you know, a friend of yours that borrows games that never come back. I wasn't Banks before anyone comes back. And I don't talk to the guy anymore. Yeah. So I never got it back. Then they had like one of those 3 for 60 sales on older-ish games. And so the Move edition of Heavy Rain was in that, and I was like, you know what, screw it, because never played it.
So tell me about Heavy Rain, sir. I was watching your stream today,
hold on.
and it pretty much sounded like a roast session about Heavy Rain.
I'm getting there, right? Yeah, so I've paid for this game 3 times, because I've got the PS4 copy with the Beyond Two Souls collection, which I've already owned Beyond Two Souls 2 and still haven't played that, so I've paid for that twice. To finally sit down today and I'm like, I really should play this game. I've heard all of these amazing things about Heavy Rain. Why haven't I played this? Let's start playing this game that I've heard great things about. Did not go well. So, here are some of the issues I have with this game. And I got a downvote for it because I was in the middle of a rant when whoever it was watching it, and they downvoted me. And that's fine. You're more than entitled to your opinion. I don't mind at all. So, tank controls. Why the fuck in 2000 and whenever this game was made, because it's a couple of years old, would you put tank controls in a game? That shit's not acceptable. You have to hold
controls.
Yeah, okay, so you remember like Resident Evil 1, 2 and 3?
Yeah.
That control system with with that camera.
No.
Yeah, so here's
we learn from that.
And even the Resident Evil series moved on because they're like, this is dumb. So the writer-director David Cage, who I would really like to see him make a movie of this stuff rather than make video games, because video games is just clearly not his thing. But I'll get to that, and this is going to piss a lot of people off. The tank controls are awful. You've got to hold down R2 to walk forward. Then you've got to point the left stick in the direction you want to walk in. That's just shit, right? Because because they took away the right stick.
It's not PlayStation 1.
Yeah, it's not PS1, exactly. So they took away the right stick to work as an action command thing rather than motion controls. One, don't need it. It's not necessary. I don't need to be doing all these gestures with the right stick. I don't need to be doing rolling gestures to open shit and rah. Just make it X, square, circle, triangle. And they do that at other points in the game, so I don't understand why everything can't be on that. And that way you free up that right stick for camera, so that way we actually have fucking camera controls, so we can turn the camera and don't have to use R2 to move forward, because that's just retarded, and you free that button up for something else as well. But
what'd you say? R2 to move forward?
Yeah, so you got to hold down R2 to actually walk forward, and then point in the direction you want to go in as well. Just like Resident Evil tank controls. It's awful, dude. It's truly awful. So that's just not cool. The camera angles are as bad as Resident Evil 1, 2 and 3 as well. They're just horrible camera angles. So I was hating that.
So what's this game about? So, like, I watched a bit of it, I saw his stream, like, it's obviously, this deadbeat dad lets his son die, his wife leaves him, what happens after that?
So then you become a detective and stuff, and you're solving them.
You become a detective?
Yeah, so there's 4 different, not the deadbeat dad, a completely different character. So there's 4 characters that you end up playing in this game, and all their stories link. It's all in regards to this origami killer that they're trying to find, who is the deadbeat dad. I'm pretty sure, because it seems like they gave that away very early in the piece by accident. So we'll see, because there's something else that I thought was going to happen that didn't happen, and the story changed, and I was like, oh wait, I'm interested now. And then there's an FBI kid who's like a young FBI agent, and like this is his first case, and he's trying not to look bad and stuff. And he's got made up technology that doesn't exist in real life. And he's trying to solve the thing with that as well. And it's all very different. It feels like, did you ever see the movie LA Noire?
Need more arcane power.
LA Noire or the game?
No, the movie. No, LA Confidential. LA Confidential, sorry.
Oh, LA Confidential. Yes. I was like, LA Noire?
Yeah, no, sorry, that's LA Confidential. You know how it was like 4 different people's stories and it all tied up in the end?
Yeah. They actually do a lot of mistakes of that movie, like with TV shows.
Yeah, so that's what this is. But the game.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So, I really, really hate the controls. I really hate the camera. I think it's just truly awful. I wasn't enjoying the narrative experience because the first first hour and a half of this game would be the first 5 minutes of a movie. It's just setting up the story. And I get they've got to make a game that goes for hours and hours and hours, but it was just goddamn boring. And right at the 2 hour mark, when I was almost about to give up on the game, then shit started happening. And I was like, oh wait, now I'm interested in this. I'm interested in the story. The story is intriguing me enough that I'm probably going to come back to this. But we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But yeah, the controls, honestly, I don't know why. I've seen hundreds of reviews of this game and it always says how great it is and blah, blah. I've never seen anyone talk about how awful the controls are. And I don't know why. Like, why is that not a thing?
I feel like because they treat the controls for like the game it is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're trying to like
justify it, like say, oh, because this is how the game is. It's a storytelling game, so you don't have to use like all
so
these
the controls can be but even with that, right?
Yeah,
like the control scheme that they've chosen was really piss poor for it. And if you're trying to be a narrative experience rather than a game, you'd think you'd want to capture the widest audience possible. And most people that aren't gamers are not going to be able to handle those controls straight off the bat. Like, even a lot of gamers are just going to be like, this is so bad. And that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, this is so bad. This is so hard to play, but I want to play it because I want to keep going. But yeah, we'll talk about that more in our little thing about narrative games in a minute. What I really am looking forward to playing though, because I don't play it much, is my Xbox One. I just picked up a bunch of Xbox One games today, which I haven't even touched yet. I got Rise of the Tomb Raider finally, which I haven't played. I did play the Tomb Raider before that. That was great. Have you played the Tomb Raider before that? The one that's just Tomb Raider? Where she's all young and has a bow and arrow and stuff?
Yeah.
It was really good. The only complaint I had with that game was the fact that it was called Tomb Raider and there was no tombs in it. Apparently they fixed that in this, so that's cool. I picked up Quantum Break. So that's another narrative game experience apparently. I'm kind of looking forward to that. It's like part...
For a sec, what did you pick up, sorry?
Quantum Break.
Quantum Break, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that's that new game that stars...
Is that an Xbox exclusive? Or
yeah. Rise of the Tomb Raider and Quantum Break are both Xbox One exclusives. And that's a narrative experience as well. That's actually half game, half TV show. So, there's all of these, apparently, so we'll find out when I play it, but from my understanding, there's all of these episodes basically of a TV show, and your actions dictate what you'll see happen. So it's like almost a choose your own adventure, but an action game at the same time. So we'll see what that's like. I picked up Far Cry Primal. Haven't heard good things about it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but I got it cheap enough that I'm like, I'm willing to check it out. And I've enjoyed the rest of the Far Cry games. At the very least, I should be able to get my money's worth out of it because I paid like $30 for it, so it's not much. But yeah, again, haven't heard great things about it. And I picked up Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, which I think is trying to win the award of longest game title ever.
The what? Longest title ever?
Yeah, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4.
Okay. My friend Pete actually is a big fan of that game. He's actually got all of them on PS3.
Yeah. I think I've played one of them before, one of the Ninja Storm ones. I can't remember which one.
They're actually a narrative storytelling game too.
Okay, cool. So I've accidentally bought more of them. Great. Here we go.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to pulling out my Xbox One. I'm going to be streaming that a little bit too. I've got to figure out how to stream that. Apparently it's not too hard. So we will stream me playing some of those and see what I think as we go along. Should be interesting. Awesome. Well, I'm going to quickly tweet out the link one more time. Then we're going to talk about some narrative game experiences and how games make us feel and why they make us feel that way. And then we will talk about our giveaway, because that sounds like fun.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
One moment. Alright, just shut that off. Okay, so narrative gaming, this is a relatively new-ish thing. This isn't something that's been around for 30, 40 years because we haven't had the technology to do it. If you go back to some of the earlier games, even RPGs, that, you know, it's a role-playing game, you play a character, like the original Legend of Zelda. Though it tried its best to tell a story, it was still primarily more an action-based game. Or a lot of the earlier games... Yeah, it really was. And have a look at something like the early Final Fantasies, right? Like, there just wasn't the ability to tell a really rich, deep story. They tried their best through text, but you didn't have that thing to make you fall into it with that, the graphical element as well, which is part of the experience with a narrative game. But again, there was text adventures. I'm not saying it didn't exist. It just wasn't what it was now. They just did the best they could with the limited technology they had, but it really wasn't the same thing. In the last sort of 5 years, 10 years, we've had this rise of a different type of game. Things like the visual novels. That is a kind of new thing. The games where
like Telltale games?
Yeah, like Telltale games, which are basically visual novels, choose your own adventures that you interact with. Then you have things like Heavy Rain as well, which is definitely a narrative-driven experience, which is all, it feels like you're playing a movie. Then you have a narrative-driven game. It's also an action-adventure game.
Yeah, it is very action-adventure based.
Now, the one thing that all of these new sort of games have in common, though, is they try to pull on our heartstrings, tell us a story, and get us a lot more deeply involved than we have been in things before. So let's start with like the Telltale Walking Dead games. You and me both played them.
They're horrifying.
They're horrifying, definitely. If you get attached to people, don't play those games.
Please, I beg you.
But those games went for something completely different. Like, rudimentarily, if you look at them, they can barely be called games. Because all you're doing is really choosing conversational paths and basic actions. But
Except
they're definitely games.
A bit more different than that, actually.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. Like, there's a whole gambit of them. But the Telltale games are really choose-your-own-adventure books that you have a touch more control over. But they get you by gripping story. And something like The Last of Us, which deals with a lot of loss and the human connection and emotional side of things of living in this wasteland and apocalypse and stuff, you know, can pull on the heartstrings in a good way, in a bad way, and make you make choices that you wouldn't necessarily make in real life. So what did you think of the games to start with?
Well, I am a sucker for a good story, so like, I love a good story narrative game, but it has to be done right. So like, now Last of Us, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, they've done that very well. They've got a mixture of, you know, as you said, there's a great narrative-driven story to it, but it's also, you know, very action-based game. Like, there's some brutal scenes in that game. Now, with the Telltale games, I feel like they're more of a point-and-click
adventure,
adventure, but still, they're good stories too, you know what I mean? You know, like, they pull in your heartstrings. You know, they got a good story to tell, and like, you know, you feel like you're playing along with those characters and stuff. Like, I still cry over Kenny dying, so like it's still haunting to this day.
Need more time.
You know, so it's you know, they have their values, but you know, again, like, you know, they're pretty simple at the same time. If you
Very
know what I mean.
simplistic
So, like,
as far as gameplay goes. Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
But they don't rely on gameplay, they rely on the story experience. And that's what makes them different. That's why I think this whole thing is very interesting, like narrative games in general, because they can be so different. They don't have to fit the form of anything else. Like, it doesn't have to be an action game. If they want to tell it to you as a visual novel and be a, you know, hentai boyfriend simulator at the same time, that's fine. They can do that. Like, there's no boundaries of saying, like, this has to be this certain way. They can really play with this whole new type of game and, like, give us different ways of experiencing it. And something like The Walking Dead really draws you in as far as character development and all the rest of it. And I think something like The Last of Us, on the other hand, draws you in because you become more part of the experience by actually being part of the action. Hey, Misty, welcome to Stoogecast.
Hey, Misty.
Do you kind of agree with that? Go to bed. Do you agree with that, though? Like, I think one's a lot more of a passive experience. Like, I think something like The Walking Dead or any Telltale games is almost a really passive experience where you sit back and you're kind of just taken for a ride. Whereas something like The Last of Us, The Last of Us, because Heavy Rain's definitely not like that, but The Last of Us, you're a lot more involved. And I feel like I like that version of a storytelling narrative and experience a lot better.
Yeah, I like that version too. So I'm enjoying much more playing Last of Us than the Telltale's Walking Dead. But at the same time, they're both great stories, and I suggest anyone that enjoys a good story, like, to play it.
Definitely check it out. So, Misty, you've dropped in on us doing Stoogecast, which is a podcast where we talk about different games and different topics, and then we're kind of wrapping up a discussion about narrative games and what they kind of make you think and feel and how they're different from the usual type of gaming you play. So that kind of brings me to the experience that I was having today back with Heavy Rain. That game was really pissing me off. And Misty, who is watching this live right now, will attest to that because he was watching me play it. I was not happy. But the narrative of that game by the end of 2 hours twisted slightly and turned and became something I couldn't predict anymore.
Not ready yet.
Though at first it was really predictable. I'm like, oh, you're just going for every cliche in the book. This is going to be so bad. As soon as the narrative changes, and I'll say what bit it is because it's still early on. It's only 2 hours into the game, so it's not really a spoiler for anyone if you haven't played it. But there's a bit where Sean's dad's having blackouts, and you're like, okay, clearly he's the killer while he's having blackouts. That's plainly obvious, right?
Makes sense.
So they're at the park, and he has one of his blackouts. Then he wakes up in the streets, hours later. The kid's not with him and stuff, and I'm like, so basically Sean's going to be at home. This dude's got schizophrenia. The other personality, which is the origami killer, went and took Sean home because, just to get him out of the way and put him to bed and shit, and then went off and killed someone. So he's running around the streets screaming for the kid, and I'm like, he's just going to go home and find that the kid's there and it'll be fine. So he goes home and he's not there. And I'm like, wait, what? Now that doesn't make sense. Like, as far as the story was going, that's the way it was leading. Now you've twisted and changed it slightly. Now I'm interested. And I'm not interested in playing that game for the controls, because I fucking hate the controls in that game like you wouldn't believe. But I am interested in playing it because the narrative has got me now. But I would so rather that this was just a FMV game, just a full motion video game with QuickTime events, because it basically is already. Just take out the tank controls and control it for me, and then just tell me to press buttons every now and then within seconds. I'll do that. That's fine. You do it for half of it already. What's the difference? So, yeah, but the narrative is making me... And it's not like I don't care about the characters, don't get me wrong. Like, it hasn't hooked me like The Walking Dead did as far as caring about the characters. And by the sounds of it, it hasn't hooked you like The Last of Us has caring about the characters.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, but it has hooked me with a story that is quite interesting, so I'll keep playing it for that. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like that game or not, though, or we'll find out by the end, I guess. I'll play through it, for a majority of it at the very least, and see what happens. But it's interesting. I'll give it that. It's very interesting.
Well, I'm glad you got it, so I can just watch you play it and see where it goes from there.
Oh, the thing is, I can't leave the videos up of it either.
Still waiting.
Oh, really?
No, it got copyrighted, so I can only play it live. But that's fine. Missy, I'll play it weekdays from about 3:30 in the afternoon on. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out then. So I don't know if you can change the controls, Missy. I will check that next time I'm playing it actually, but I doubt it. Usually if a game's got tank controls, you ain't changing them, because that's the way the developer wants you to play it. Slow and annoyingly. Like Resident Evil. Which annoys the crap out of me.
Not ready yet.
Now, on to the next topic. We are giving away an Atari 2600 here on Stooge Streams. If you are interested, you need to be subscribed to Stooge Stream. You need to comment on some of our videos, and that will get you in the running. There is a video with all the terms and conditions on the channel. It's titled Atari 2600 giveaway something. Make sure you check that. There's going to be an update video coming up in about a week as well, when there's 1 month to go for the contest. Get onto that. We do need 75 subscribers by the end of October though, so make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, get everybody to subscribe to Stooge Stream, and we'll give you well, not you, but someone, a console.
That share button, fams.
Yeah, and we have 4 runner-up prize packs too.
A good one.
And I'm going to do you one better. Later on tonight, when I do a Diablo live stream, probably in about half an hour's time or so, I am going to give away a Alan Wake digital download code for Xbox One. So if somebody's got an Xbox One, get on there and I'll give it away. Because I've already got it.
Now that's a good game.
Yeah, Missy, you can enter 100% more than once. There's no limit to the number of entries. The way it works is at the end of October, if we've got 75 subscribers, we're going to pick the most interesting comments on the channel. So basically, you're going to have to watch the videos so you can reply to them if you agree, if you disagree, whatever the case is. Just make it interesting. Yeah, unfortunately, Alan Wake is an Xbox exclusive, sir. So it's a good game though, but I've already finished it on 360. I've already got it. Very shortly later on tonight. Hopefully, if somebody's got an Xbox One, get on there, let me know, and we will get rid of that. Now the other thing, something that I'm interested in that I know nothing about, sir, so I'm going to have to hand everything over to you for a little while. Dude, the Overwatch World Cup. You had you were telling me some stuff about it today. I was like, that was interesting. Let's do a show and we can talk about it.
Yeah. So, if anyone's a big Overwatch fan and knows anything about BlizzCon or whatever, and doesn't live under a fucking rock, you'll know that the Overwatch fucking World Cup is on. It's actually going to be held in America, where BlizzCon is usually held, so I don't know exactly where. That's expected,
So I think BlizzCon is Vegas or somewhere this year. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that. You'll have to look it up.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, it's going to be. I think teams of the world have already qualified. So I think Europe had 6 teams. Australasia, which is like, Asia,
New Zealand, Asia, all of the Asian countries, China, Japan,
practically
Korea.
Australia, New Zealand, practically Australia, New Zealand, and
China, Japan, Korea,
Actually, Japan's not in it. Believe it or
Really?
not. Yeah.
Really?
Korea, China, Korea, I am just as shocked as much as you. Korea
That's
and
insane.
China, Korea, China, Singapore, Malaysia, all those type of countries, they're in there.
Yeah, Australia and New Zealand as a combined
Australia, New
team.
Zealand, they're together as one, which is pretty cool, actually.
Not ready yet.
What else?
Because if not, neither of us were going to qualify, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
we'll
pretty
cheat if we
much,
have to. Australia, New Zealand, no, didn't you know, bro? We're the same countrymen.
we both got a blue flag and Union Jack on it, so it's we do.
Dude, that was a really good New Zealand accent.
I know, I've got
really
heaps
good.
of friends. They're probably going to bash me for it. Anyway. Back to,
Yeah,
World Cup.
so that's awesome. Alright, so Japan didn't make it. That's really shocking.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they had a team.
A team, yeah.
Yeah, but, so they didn't make it. Anyway, so America made it, obviously, Canada made
home
it.
country, they always get in automatically.
Brazil made it, so I think there's like another 3 or 4 teams that can qualify for the Americans, so that's like
South America, Canada, US,
yeah, well, Canada are in, as I said.
Canada's already in, and US is in.
Yeah,
So then Argentina, Brazil, all of those. Okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright.
Anyway, so
that's interesting.
So the so people actually didn't take this seriously at the start. They were like, whatever, fuck it. It's just a World Cup. It's going like, what are we gonna get? When, like, the initial first prize is actually not much, anyway. But
Hold on.
What is it?
Missy,
Actual
I'll answer that.
entry
I'll answer your question in a minute. Yeah, sorry. The entry
What's
fee
that?
for it. I was just telling Missy we're going to answer this question
the
in a minute.
appearance fee. Sorry, the appearance fee for the to show at BlizzCon is actually $3,000. So if you just show up and make it, you get $3,000
just for rocking up. Yeah.
Yeah, just for rock to make
So
it.
just everyone who's qualified just made themselves $3,000 US.
Yep, exactly.
So like 45 grand Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're cheering right now. It's all PC players, unfortunately. So yeah, anyone that plays it on PlayStation. But like I've played it on both, and some people say, oh, it's so much different. Like PC's harder. If you play on console, you're a noob. I don't see the problem. Like, you can map out a controller.
I thought the funniest thing is you telling me that you jumped on PC and the team was losing and you jumped on your mate's thing and you hammered it and won because of you, and you're like, I don't play PC.
Yeah, well, I played Mercy. We were just playing a quick play match, and the team was admittedly being dicks, and there was no healer, and I just literally switched over to Mercy. This was my first time playing, and I was using not even a controller. I was using a keyboard and mouse, which I'm not familiar with. I haven't played for a long time. Like, keyboard and mouse. Like, the last time I played with keyboard and mouse was probably like, a good solid 5 years ago now. So it's been a while. So, I went on there and absolutely, I wouldn't say I destroyed it, but we ended up winning the game. It was like I was playing normal, like, it's like I was playing with amateurs, actually.
Nice. So, look, dude, this game is so new as well, and for it to, and now I know, obviously, it's Blizzard creating a competitive scene behind the game already, but to have it so quickly, like for there to be competitive teams around the world so quickly, that's goddamn impressive.
Well, why Blizz did this was because to promote pro players names out there, and people in the community. So make esports more of a serious thing, if you know what I mean.
Well, esports is going to the Olympics next Olympics. It is a serious thing now.
So they want to bring in more people's names out there, which I find pretty cool. And as you said, this is like this new game, and people seem to be like playing it, and it's all people from different like games. Like for example, you have people that used to play TF2 and now play this game. There's people that used to play Dota back in the old days and now play this game because like they find it similar to Dota or whatever.
But it kind of is. Like it kind of crosses over, like
it's crossover.
in a
exactly
MOBA and an FPS game and an RPG. It kind of crosses over all of those things, sort of.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got the same elements, kind of. You've got your tanks, blah blah blah. Anyway, so.
Very defined jobs and stuff.
All these communities have sort of just come together, being like, we all like this game, let's play it together. So that's why I think it's got a Gold Cup so quickly.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, I appreciate the fact that it is a good game. I like it. Obviously, we play it a lot. I like the game.
Exactly. As much as we diss it, as much as we have say some bad stuff about it, we do love the game.
Yeah,
otherwise
definitely.
We wouldn't play it as much.
Yeah, 100%, man. And look, if it was a bad game, it wouldn't have the community it already has. It wouldn't be as big as it already is. It's not a bad game. It's a very, very good game. There's just a lot of shit players.
It has potential to be better. But yeah.
But everything does at the end of the day. Name anything that doesn't have the potential to be better, dude. Everything does.
Exactly.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
Look, that's awesome. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens at the World Cup and what type of gameplay we get out of it. I'll be watching some of that for sure.
Well, I've been watching, actually I was about to say, I've been watching some footage of the
qualifiers?
The qualifiers?
Yeah.
So the there's been some European qualifiers, because Europe is pretty big, so they had a fair few teams, so they couldn't actually have everyone in there in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So they had to have a qualifier for it to happen. That was actually pretty cool. I enjoyed watching that.
I am returning to town.
What else?
I would have liked to see some of the American qualifiers. I know that sounds strange because Americans...
America are automatically qualified because, being...
No, like the Southern American ones and Canada and that type of thing. So,
I wouldn't mind, exactly right. I wouldn't mind seeing them.
Brazil and stuff. Let's go watch Brazil all use Lucio. That would be awesome.
And how it actually worked too was you actually got to vote for your players. So it wasn't like Blizz, you can't just pick just these people and they could play.
They represent that country now.
Yeah. The community actually got to pick who they wanted to see in represent their country. So for example, if you had a favorite pro or favorite YouTuber or you could actually vote that person in, which I found actually pretty cool too. So it wasn't all just scripted or certain set teams or whatever, you know what I mean? It was actually a fair go kind of, but obviously the pros and what would get there above, people in ladders like me or you know what I mean? Or above or whatever.
Yeah.
But still, there were some people, for example, I was just watching one of the streams, and, there was these dudes from Iceland, right? And they got put in a team together, and 3 of them were pros, and 3 of them weren't. And,
that's cool. So some amateur guys got pulled in as well. That's very cool,
Yeah. Well, England had that, GB had that too. Hungary, there was only 1 pro player, but you expect that from Hungary teams,
not the biggest place in the world,
admittedly. But I'm surprised they didn't put in one of
joint teams,
combination joint teams. But anyway, so.
Dude, that's cool. I'm really looking forward to watching it. Yeah, we might do a little bit of commentary on it when it starts up, because I'm looking forward to just seeing the different ways that people use characters.
Well, when I was watching, there was some very interesting ways, but admittedly, these guys.
You'd expect that,
They're in teams and stuff.
Alright, so...
But yeah, as I was saying, there was like some random average Joes that just made it, and like
That
there was
made
one
it
dude
through,
that,
yeah.
as I was saying before, yeah, he made it through, and the only reason he made it through was because he was just telling all his mates and all the people that he was playing online, like, hey, I'm in the votes. Can you vote me?
Vote for me, that's very cool.
And they're like, yeah. He's like, yeah, sweet, we'll vote for you. And like all his friends voted for him, and everyone that played him voted for him.
And qualified him, that's awesome.
And they actually was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so, Misty, which game is it that you're talking about? Which one do you want us to explain? I assume it's probably Overwatch, because that's what we're talking about. But you play that game, so you should know about it. What were you talking about? Well, lay out your question. What can we explain to you and help you out with? That's what we're here for. The Stooges like helping. So bear with me a moment, folks, while we're waiting for the question to come in, because this is on like a minute delay. In the meantime, yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Oh, what I'm playing? Dude, I'm playing Diablo 3. So this is a RPG that's all about grinding. And once you reach the top level, it doesn't finish. You need to grind a whole lot more to get the best gear, best equipment, and so forth, so you can get into even higher levels. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm actually grinding what's called the Paragon levels, which is the levels after you've reached max, where you can customize your character and make it a lot more suited to your playstyle. So this is just like a basic mage, for instance, right? So these are the skills that your mage has. These are all the ones that you unlock during your regular level 70 story mode. Once you get past that, you get Paragon. Now these are the Paragon levels. I've actually got one now, so I'll pop one in now. And this is your little buffs. That's stuff that happens passively in the background, and how you customize your character. So for mine, for instance, in this Paragon portion, which is utility, it's always life per hit. So I generate life every time I hit someone. In this one, for instance, I've been stacking towards maximum arcane power, so I've got more mana pool to draw from. In this one, I'm kind of sharing it around, but cooldown reduction is still the main thing that I'm focusing on. And in defense, it's always life per second regeneration, and once I finish that off, then I'll stack straight into life as well. It's one of those games that it doesn't really end. Like, you can't finish it per se, or you can finish the story, but then adventure mode is just an infinite grinding mode that you've got for like 10 different levels of difficulty, and each level of difficulty the enemies are a lot harder, but the gear's better, your XP bonus is better, so on and so on. So look, it's a lot of fun if you like RPGs that are really grindy. You'd love something like Diablo. It's made by Blizzard as well, who make Overwatch and World of Warcraft and stuff. It's definitely an action game, but it's a passive action game, because once you stack really highly, so for instance I'm stacked so high with life regeneration that things really can't hurt me at the level I'm at, but if I go to the next level I just get hammered. So right now I'm just grinding for gear and experience. I've actually got to go back and try the next level again because I got hammered last time. And yeah, when you were seeing those big explosions last time you were watching, basically that was like 100 enemies coming at me at once, me going into my special mode and just hammering them all at once. So you do have like huge enemy rushes where you get massive hits and kills and stuff. And look, I really like grindy games. The first one I played was Baldur's Gate, and that got me hooked on these type of roguelike RPGs. So I've always played them. But they're not for everyone, admittedly. If you're not into a lot of time, like if you don't want to play the same game for 800 hours, then don't play Diablo, because inevitably you have to get anything out of it. I hope that... Do you think I could have taken a longer route to explain that, Banks?
No, you did that very shortly.
Yeah, very concisely.
That was the shortest thing ever. I played already, full game already, but yeah, continue. I'm being a dick. Yeah. Look, if you're into action games, then this is definitely not your style of game. It's really cool to watch sometimes, but you probably wouldn't enjoy it. It's just very passive. And I'm honest about that. Like, if you're not... There's certain styles of games that some people aren't going to like.
I'm one of those people that plays just about everything. Because I'm weird like that. I just like games. I will try whatever it is and see what it's like. I like FPS games. I like shoot 'em ups.
That's why he has a YouTube channel, folks, so you can see all the weird games he plays and be like, hey, I'm not going to spend money on that. Let this
let this idiot do it. Like, I will buy any localized Korean game I find. Like anything that NIS brings over here, I will pay for. They localize Korean and Japanese games.
For that shit.
Yeah, because they're weird. Sometimes they're not great, but they're weird and different. And anything by Atlas, of course I'll buy. Anything by Marvelous, that's a new one. I like them. I'll be buying more of their stuff that they localize. But not everyone's into everything. Like, right in front of me right now, I can see
Still waiting.
An open world action game, a fighter, another open world action game, 2 narrative, passive role playing games, an RPG, an FPS, a racer. I play everything. Not everyone does. Some people have certain stuff that they prefer, and
some people just play racing games. Some people just only like playing sport games. Some people only buy a PlayStation just to watch Netflix.
Yeah, 100%. My wife stole my PS3 just for that. I had friends that used to buy PlayStations just for the Gran Turismo games. That's it. Yeah. I had a friend who bought a PS2 just for Gran Turismo 3 because he played Gran Turismo 1 and 2, and that's it.
And I have friends who said, I don't know if I'm talking about Nick Giles, but he actually bought a PlayStation 4, not for online, just so he can play the games.
Yeah.
Like, he has no interest to play online, he has no interest about online communities and whatnot. And
not a multiplayer dude, yeah.
Yeah, not a multiplayer guy. I'm like, you can update your games and make it better. He's like, nope, because I'll just download it, blah blah blah, that's it.
Install it and play it, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If the developer ships are broken, Jai doesn't get the patch.
Yeah. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. And that's cool, dude. I like that. See, it's different for everyone, which is awesome. Yeah. And I think that pretty much at 57 minutes brings us to the close of the second episode of Stoogecast. I hope everybody that watches this recorded enjoys. We appreciate anybody that takes the time to watch a minute about bullshit. And if you've had any
I can't believe we got like 60-something videos, 60-something views last cast. I can't believe we got that.
I know.
Listening to our ugly voices talking about trash.
Yeah, we really appreciate it,
Yeah.
So look, I'd really be interested if anyone listening to this had any experiences with narrative games themselves and made them feel something different or experience something different. Drop it in the comments below. We're interested to hear what your experiences were as well, and that'll also get you an entry into the Atari 2600 contest.
I am returning.
That's a twofer.
So jealous.
That's a twofer. That's a twofer.
Yeah, good one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good twofer.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Again, thank you so much. I've been your host, the Stooge. We'll be back with more randomness with another episode soon, and I'll be live streaming in about half an hour where I'm going to give away an Xbox One code for Alan Wake, so tune in for that.
Oof. I'm kind of pissed off that I'm your co-commentator and co-host.
You can't have it.
I don't get to enter these competitions.
Yep, you can't do it.
Sometimes I wish I never met you.
Well, then you would not know about it at all.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, and the smart ass that you just heard there is my co-host, G Banks.
Peace, fellas. Love yous all.